Hello. Happy Friday. How my family doing? Looking for a job and learning how to drive this summer. Hey, well, I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you learn how to drive and it doesn't scare you. And I hope you find the job that you're looking for. Oh yeah, I forgot to post my store, huh? If anybody wants to order anything, I can package it. I'm just waiting on Trey to come up. Make sure you use the code selfcare10 for 10% off. Not staying cool in this heat. I always got my air on. I only go outside to go somewhere. That's it. I'm not trying to be out there. I go outside on my patio, water my plants, come back inside, or I go outside to take guy out, or I go outside to go somewhere. That's it. Because it is too hot. It's too hot. Excuse me. Some people probably didn't get notifications nor YouTube, but it is what it is. The show must go on. Hey Mina, how you doing? You'd have to ask Trey. I don't think Trey's been playing Mortal Kombat 1. I don't think he likes it like that no more. And I didn't play it, so I have no opinion on it. What do you mean? Will I finish MK11? MK11 was already done. I don't know what you mean. I beat the game. If you didn't see it, I don't know what to say. Hello, they're fine. Thanks for asking. Is there any Funko that you're trying to add to your collection? I haven't gotten Funko Pops in a while. The next ones I'll probably get will probably be House of the Dragon because I know that show is gonna probably blow up before it's over, and I don't want to have to pay like an arm and leg to get certain Funkos or them sell out or something like that. So House of the Dragon. I don't think I have any Jujutsu Kaisen ones either, so I need to probably get some of those too. Uh, yeah. House of the Dragon and Jujutsu Kaisen will probably be my next ones that I buy. I have so many My Hero and Dragon Ball ones already. Do you like COD Black Ops or Modern Warfare better? I like Black Ops. They ruined Modern Warfare for me, so I'll just keep playing Black Ops. I still play Cold War to this day. To this day. I should play that later, but I don't know. I might, because I want to play a shooter, but X Defiant always be having my computer cutting up when I'm streaming. I'm waiting on Black Ops 6. This is going to be amazing. My son got out of school in May. I mean, the only reason I buy COD, first of all, I don't buy COD every year. And when I do buy COD, COD has multiple things to offer. Like, you could do multiplayer if you're a multiplayer person. COD also has a campaign with a story. And then they also have zombies. So for the most part, I play zombies and I play multiplayer. I don't like every COD. Like I like COD as a game, but I don't like everything they come out with. I feel like it's stupid to come out with one every year. But for it being a shooter, it is what it is. Can you shut up? And I'd rather spend my money on that than some of these new games with these cinematic trailers, and then you spend $60 on them and play them and they be trash, or you beat them in fucking 30 minutes or an hour. So it's hit or miss regardless nowadays with games. Especially this summer with all these gaming trailers, they make everything look good, and then you probably gonna spend your money on shit, and it's probably gonna be ass. Like Mario, I love Mario, but I'm tired of them making Mario games for little ass kids and expecting me to buy it. Like I don't wanna color or cook. Like I don't wanna do that stuff on Mario. I feel like that shit crazy. And then they charging $60 a pop. I don't like I mean, I preferably don't like Assassin's Creed. I tried to play one and it was the wrong one, and I never went back. It was whatever Assassin's Creed had them pirate ships. Never went back after that. The trailers look good, yeah, and then you get in, it be a whole nother fucking game. Like they have a cinematic trailer for graphics, like it's fucking God of War, and then you get in the game and it's looking like little League of Legends with them little characters on the screen and stuff like that. I'm like, now why wasn't this in the trailer? Games cost too much money. I have to be selective nowadays. I can't just play anything. That shit costs money. No, I don't. I haven't played Sonic games in forever. Hey, Overton, I haven't played a Sonic game in decades. I probably ain't played Sonic since Nintendo started putting out Sonic games. Getting Over It is not a fun game, and Only Up ain't old. Mario Kart ain't gonna never not be full price because they keep releasing them tracks, and then you have to pay all that money for them extra tracks too. Who is my current House of the Dragon favorite character? Rainier. Rainier. Yeah, it's almost July, fam. We got about 5 more weeks, and it's gonna be time to bust down in Austin. I've been more into indie games lately. Some of these indie games be better than some of these big developed ass games. I don't know what this man doing. But yeah, before Trey comes, like I said, if anybody wants to order, feel free. Click my link. I got some new stuff online, some new accessories and stuff. Not the Sims. I don't have space for the Sims. The Sims, if I play the Sims, I play with mods. I don't play regular Sims, so I don't have the space for that. One day. Maybe Sims 5. They be low key scamming too. Like if the Sims didn't have CC, what indie game is that, Arnold? I'm waiting on the farming game that's gonna have the serial killer in the neighborhood, and you can accidentally fall in love with the serial killer. I'm waiting on that one. I think Bloomhouse is doing that. Grave, is it Grave something? I forgot. Project Zomboid. I've seen that before, but I didn't know if I could get into it, so I didn't buy it. Yeah, every new big game be like 59, $69. If you want deluxe shit, it be like over 100. And I'm like, imagine spending that on a game and then not liking it though. And you can't even get refunds on digital games unless it's like if you on Steam and you play a game and I think you play less than 2 hours, they'll refund you if you don't want it. But you can't do that shit on PlayStation. They ain't giving you shit back. Especially if it's digital, because as soon as you download it, they're gonna assume that you played it, so you can't get your money back. And I was like, I feel like that's crazy as hell. Like, what if this shit ain't advertised, bro? It ain't as advertised. Y'all just took my money. But yeah, most of these games be hit or miss. That's why I don't just buy them like that. I really hope Wukong the Monkey King RPG is good. I never even seen no trailer and heard about nothing like that coming out.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, you have to get PS Plus for most games. Yep. They gonna get you one way or another.
What's good? What's good?
What was the last video game that I genuinely loved? I don't know. It's hard to say because like I liked playing Little Nightmares and I played the DLC. That twist was crazy though. Like I just feel like I was so emotionally hurt playing that game and then I still gotta play too. I don't know. I'll play decision based games, but I feel like they be my least favorite sometimes because I always feel like I'm making the wrong decision. But I just like gaming in general. I like games. I don't like when people have a good formula for their games and ruin it because they listen to their fans. That pisses me off. People whine about something and then you change it when nothing really was wrong with your shit anyway. Just fucking, that's a skill issue on their part. Yes, I've heard of Dawn to Dawn. I don't like Elden Ring style games. Well, at least that one anyway. I've played games similar, I feel, maybe, but I don't know. I can't get into no shit like that.
Um,
Know what I'm enjoying on TV right now? Bridgerton.
I would have
The Bear.
I would have had more actual cast, more people in it that mattered. I would have had more Avengers in it, and I would have made it take place before all the other shows, so we could see those characters grow. Like, okay, like we saw Sam and like Sam was a scroll for a while. We didn't know it, but he was. Like, it would have been a lot of stuff I changed. Like, I would have had more people
You
in the
should
show.
watch it with her, Giovanni. Trey likes watching Bridgerton. It's messy. We be having fun watching that. Oh, you just started The Glory. Enjoy that. These questions that be like interview questions are like so funny.
Um, I would have to remember Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't remember the buttons. I haven't played the game.
A
In
Bridgerton themed
15
birthday party
years.
sounds amazing.
I haven't played that game in 15 years. And I think the last time I played it, it was on PlayStation 2? 2 or 3. So, but it won't, I mean,
Hey K. Does anybody want to talk about the boys episode while we here? Cause I ain't trying to be here all day. And did y'all wanna? We could talk about House of the Dragon after that. Do I think that Kessler is an illusion in Butcher's head? Who is Kessler? Now I did see an interesting statement that said, "What if Huey is imagining his mom and she not really there?" I thought that was kind of crazy for somebody to suspect. Like, why would you think he was hallucinating? And why would he be hallucinating his mom? To be fair, her brain doesn't like she. I feel like y'all misunderstood Sage with the lobotomy thing. She doesn't lobotomize herself to stop her actual brain from growing. She lobotomizes herself to stop thinking. Like, think about that. Somebody that, like she said, she quantifies things all the time. Like, your brain is always going. You can never have like a regular human moment because you're always over analyzing everything. So she has to lobotomize herself to be normal, basically. She wanted to fuck. So to not overanalyze every single thing about who she fucking and how she's fucking, she has to lobotomize herself. That's why. That's why I noticed like it was already bloody from the other episode when she had sex with him then. That's why she was sitting there watching whatever she was watching on TV. Cause if you notice, I should have brought this up in the discussion. She don't watch TV. She read books. So for her to be watching a show and eating that fatty food, we should have already knew something was wrong. The way she was slouched on the couch, and then the little stick was already bloody. Now I didn't think she was lobotomizing herself, but I did think that was out of character for her. Now you know what she did and why. So when she wants like a regular human moment, she has to do that.
Did y'all just hit 140K? Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Took a while. But appreciate it.
I heard people mad they deviating from the comics on the Homelander and Black Noir storyline. I mean, I can see if you want to do stuff different though when it comes to stuff like that. Cause why would you? So everybody don't want to put out a show and then everybody already know what's happening. It's not anime. Like they do shit crazy anyway. So I mean, whoever played Black Noir, that's still his actor. It's just that he's talking this time. So it's not like that dude lost a job. He just same job, different role. Like different kind of like now he's actually speaking and shit.
Appreciate it, Jason.
Oh, you think he imagined Kessler like Jeffrey D. Morgan's character? I don't know. I don't understand why he would do that. Like I can see him. I don't know her name. His wife.
Becca?
Yeah, because I always call her Patty. But like I can see him seeing her. I don't understand why he'd see anybody else though. Now my thing is, what the fuck did he do to that preacher when they was in that trailer fighting? Because he was blacking out, and all of a sudden that man just exploded. So like he may still have some kind of ability and not know. And that's gonna be crazy because that shit. What if he passed out in a room with everybody else in it and that shit just went off because you don't even know what you did. The storyline with Homelander and Noir is kind of a soap opera storyline. I don't really know what that means, but not so who here still feels sympathy for Firecracker because I sure don't. Baby, for that lady to have been a whole pedophile, but then like they tried to make us feel sorry for her first by saying Starlight did all this shit about her on the Patrick circuit. Bitch, you was trash anyway. Like being 28 and having sex with a 15-year-old is absolutely crazy. I'm talking about like had her like she was on a whole porno.
That's crazy.
Then gonna try to come on TV talking about she basically said God sent the 15-year-old in her life for her to do that with him so she could be saved. And we know she ain't saved for real, so how many other 15-year-olds are there? Child, that shit is crazy. But they overlooked that and wanted to talk about Starlight's abortion. Like, y'all gonna look over pedophilia for an abortion? That's absolutely insane.
The world we live in.
Like, that shit is fucking crazy.
But that's real life. They showing y'all how y'all will overlook one thing to condemn another. I can't overlook you fucking somebody underage for you getting on the. I can't. Whatever. Okay. For all I know, that baby might be a motherfucking another firecracker. We don't know. Like, so whatever.
I can see her not wanting to have a baby though, cause y'all literally be having Homelander and all these soups on y'all ass. You could die at any moment. Why am I trying to bring a baby into that? Soon as she pregnant, she vulnerable. Who's to say she won't even lose her powers? Her powers might go to her baby or something. She might not even be able to defend herself. I just get him. I just get him like, you know what I'm saying, a thumbs up for Huey knowing they didn't make that like more drama with her being exposed. Then you gotta explain it to Huey too. They be putting like real life issues in the boys, and people don't see it because of all the gruesomeness and the fact that they think that shit be funny. Like they really be making fun of the people who think issues like that aren't important. Do you guys think Frank should have been burnt like that? Frank did that to himself. Cause why y'all working in an underground facility where y'all torturing, you know what I'm saying, kids with powers anyway? I don't necessarily feel like the newer people should have died, but it also depends on what they were still doing down there. Cause I'm like, who else did y'all have in here besides Homeland? It's like nobody's asking that question. Why is this still operational?
Question. I could have swore I turned that off.
Is this operational because y'all think y'all gonna snag Ryan one day and turn him into his dad in a different way, or y'all still doing experiments like this on kids? Cause why is this still here? Why y'all still getting paid?
Maybe I forgot. Obviously, I must have forgot. Wasn't A Train having heart attacks and strokes and shit from running so fast? What happened to that shit?
Well, he was doing that because he was still on that V. Like the V, he was using V like drugs. Remember?
Yeah, but wasn't he getting like slower or something? Like motherfucker, now he perfectly fine.
I think they fixed it. I forgot what happened that they fixed it. I don't know if I forgot what they did.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what it was. He got a new heart.
Ah, okay.
Cause then the people, the whoever he got the new heart from, ain't that why his brother got fucked up too? I think that's how his brother got fucked up. All that shit. When his brother got fucked up in that place, I think that's who they fucked up to get a new heart. Like it was all that shit going on at the same time. The people now attacking the boys this season are funny. That's because the boys is making fun of the fact that they are in agreements with Homelander when they really have the character Homelander there to be satirical and make fun of motherfuckers that really think like that. So now that y'all know they making fun of y'all, it's a problem. It's always been political. It's always been regular people against Soups. They've always done that since day one. Soups feel like they superior, and the government feel like they need to regulate their shit. The show's been like that since day one. And they did it in a perfect year because it's election year, and the Starlighters and the motherfuckers that's for Homelander look just like motherfuckers outside now, voting for motherfuckers who everybody trash at the end of the day. Like some people just better than others, but everybody trash. That shit's crazy, bruh. Having a secret compartment for baby milk is insane, and where is he getting that? Now that I don't know. I don't know. Cause baby milk do last a while, but it had to be frozen. So I don't know if he got somebody on the side lactating for him. I don't know, but I just feel like that's crazy. And actually leading a turd in his toilet is crazy. Like why did you like he literally can smell people. I don't understand, and I feel like they might get caught up too because if A Train was in there fucking around, he can smell that y'all was in his apartment, right? Or do it just like wear off after a certain amount of time?
Yeah, well.
Cause like him smelling Huey's sweat on that episode when he was in that bed, cause that sweat feel was funny.
And okay, can we quit the Homelander bullshit? He can beat Viltrumites and all these other people. He's not. He's whack as fuck. He's not that fucking strong. I feel like real shit. I feel like when Mortal Kombat, I knew when they put out Omni Man first, I knew they were waiting to put him out for when the boys premiered. But I'm like, that motherfucker shouldn't been flying. He should have been up in front. Like he ain't above fucking Omni Man. He ain't above Nolan. He's not. He's nowhere near Nolan's strength.
The showrunner coming out and saying that means there's people out here acting like they literally like Homelander for real. Like people be out here wilding in the streets. Cause I shouldn't have to tell you that Homelander is the bad guy.
Like that motherfucker's nowhere. That motherfucker.
Like
that motherfucker's not getting past Wonder Woman.
The fact that I don't even think y'all realize that Homelander would be worse if these people hadn't had him down here in this basement. She said they had to make him have empathy. They had to make him have that need for love. because he came out the womb killing motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, they had to make him have empathy, like him have not empathy. They had to make him have the need to want to be loved. That makes him sort of human still. If he didn't have that, oh, he would have the God complex that he's also wanting now and would be fucking people up.
I just feel like,
And like him being burnt and saying it didn't do nothing, but it still hurt. You're not invincible because it wouldn't hurt at all if you were.
yeah, even Wonder Woman wouldn't have felt that shit. She'd be like, she'd be like, oh, I sweat. I mean, you just can't tell, but like, that shit wouldn't have hurt her like that. Like he's a bitch.
And then I still feel like
What's
Sage
up,
pulling the
Kyrie?
strings. I feel like she pulling the strings to do something sinister later. So I don't know.
Homelander versus Aquaman. 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 All day, every day.
He just why would you ask that again when he literally just spilled all that for you? Just spilled it out and you just asked the same question again.
Anybody, Martian Manhunter. Who else you want me to call? The Flash. Who else? Batman? Yeah, sure. I know why I say Batman. If fucking Butcher can go 1v1 and like kind of hold his own against you, eh, I'm not even giving Batman prep time. You what?
I'm not answering no more Homelander versus nobody because it's just stupid at this point.
Yeah, that's all it is. People see gruesomeness and that equates to strength. That doesn't equate to strength. He couldn't stop a fucking airplane from falling out of the sky.
Yeah, I saw it was trending because everybody want him to play Reverse Flash. But I mean, him playing it still got to be the right script. I can act my ass off, but if the script trash, it don't matter. If you get somebody that gives you a watered down Reverse Flash, it don't really matter who play him, does it?
Um, got my fucking thought. Think. Okay. House of the Dragon. Y'all ready for that?
I was trying to think that something else happened in that episode. Oh yeah, how y'all feel about Huey Daddy getting B in his system? I feel like that shit might backfire. So what are they gonna do about the virus that kills Soups? Y'all think they're gonna find a way to infuse it into Soldier Boy and make him the weapon to get rid of Homelander and Soups? But I mean, if it's supposed to kill Soups, if they infuse it in Soldier Boy, wouldn't it kill Soldier Boy? I feel like they just find a way to use it on Homelander if that's what they want to do. But I don't know. I feel like that's something that will have to come to last season because if you start killing big Soups, it's like what else is there gonna be left for you to do? Y'all love trying to get somebody to play the Joker. How he even come up? Somebody, Kyrie go ask, do you feel like the guy who played Homelander can play as Joker in a live action Batman movie? That'd be like so random. Like, how y'all just come up with the Joker? Be like, oh, he didn't put the V in his dad. He walked away and came back, and his mom did it. So either she took it out his pocket or she got it from Vault because she worked for them too. She just worked in a different. Well, who knows who she works for? Because she could have been lying. She brought all that shit up in there talking about she worked in there with the perfumes and all that shit. She might actually work for Vault. Who knows? But yeah, how y'all feel about that House of the Dragon episode though? How y'all feel about blood and cheese? I mean, that's a good observation. She could. Can Victoria Newman save Butcher because she manipulates blood like Marie? Now I feel like Marie could possibly save him. I don't know about Victoria because I don't see a reason for her to do that. Akame, thank you for the donation. Not you want to see Homelander in my hair, or they would just see him get beat by Deku, smack his jaw from like I thought you were stronger. That's crazy. Them kids are not finna do that, bro. It looks like she just looked at the clear liquid and made it turn blue. Well, if you know how to use an IV, I mean, if you put something in his IV, it takes time to actually get in his system. So she could have like just did it before Huey came in, and that's why it took time to go down into his arm. But I don't know. That's something else they'd have to show. Blood and Cheese was goaded. Did y'all like it? Because I see a lot of book purists are mad about how it happened. But I know what happens in a book, and I don't understand how y'all expected them to do that on TV. Yeah, and like I went back and looked at the episode again, and the subtitles for that episode when it was like sawing bone, and you could hear them just cutting, and the little boy had woke up too, so he was like awake while they were doing that. And I'm like, did you want to see it? Like that's how depraved y'all are. Like y'all wanted to actually see a little baby get his throat cut and his head cut off on TV. That's what y'all wanted to see. They couldn't do everything in the book because the little sister that was asleep, she gets R worded by one of the men, by the way, while the mom is making her choice because they got bored. So I don't know what y'all thought y'all was gonna see and why y'all was hyping this shit up like it was better than the Red Wedding. There's no event in all of Game of Thrones history that will probably be better than the Red Wedding. Now, what I do want to say, because I forgot this, Game of Thrones, what is it? Is it Fire and Blood, which is House of the Dragon? The book is how they historically wrote it. So this is based off hearsay, which is just like regular history. You writing this shit because of whoever made it out or whoever got the money to put it how you want. The show is how it actually happened. So y'all keep that in mind when y'all watching. If you've read the book, that's how they did it. I feel like they did that. I'm not finna.
That's what they
I
said
know,
to him
but
at
I'm
the door.
tired. Now who that made that? I'm sick. But I feel like they did that to counteract the original Game of Thrones curse of, oh, well, I know this is supposed to happen in the book, so now I ain't feeling it no more because they doing it different in the show. So if I'm not mistaken, the Fire and Blood book is a recorded history of hearsay. Like, oh, like the maid who saw the men or like whoever lived, they telling you from their events. And you know how people misconstrue shit all the time. Us watching the show is supposed to be how the events actually happen. Cause think about that though. Think about how fucked up you gotta be for. We saw what happened in the show, but for you to put in the book that the little girl got R worded. Like who came up with that? What adult figured that happened? It was done in Allison's room in the book. Well, she wasn't in her room, was she? And fun fact, I didn't know that her and Kristen was fucking each other in Rhaenyra old room. How obsessed you gotta be to fuck somebody in that girl old bed because y'all both mad? He mad he got rejected. And how old was Rhaenyra when she rejected him?
She was in her teens.
I'm like, you still holding on to it? Like, you still mad? Like, that shit, like, Kristen, is that how you say his name? Kristen Cole, is that his name? That motherfucker would straight have a podcast if they had podcasts back then, and they would dog Rhaenyra every episode just because that girl tell you she didn't want to run off with you. She didn't want to run off with you, and she had her children with somebody else, and you fucking mad. Baby, somebody was like, Allison probably be in there moaning her name too. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. And the way this baby got killed because you weren't on duty. I want somebody to sit down next week and be like, where were you when this happened? What were you doing when this happened? Because, like,
I was betting the queen.
Bitch, like, that shit is absolutely crazy.
Queen's mother.
The sad part about it is Kristen don't even supposed to be in the story right now, low key, because why he ain't died when he killed that man at Rhaenyra wedding? You remember he killed that man last season because he was mad she got married? He like killed like a random person at the wedding. And he's still a fucking knight. Like he was supposed to be beheaded or some shit or hung. And I think Alicent saved him. I'm like, bitch, you aren't even supposed to exist right now. The other guards were down there with the king because you know he was down there drinking with his friends. Now I don't know how many people be on night duty, but they crazy as hell for to be at war with another family and not have more people on watch anyway. But you gotta remember that Damon was the head of the King's Guard or some shit right before he left with Renee before they got married. When he hit, so he know people anyway. The way that Aemon don't even fuck with his mama though, the way he laid his mama out like that. Y'all think Laenor and his lover will return to surprise that person? I forgot he ain't really dead.
Yeah, he went to
I forgot.
down there in the
Yes,
south.
I forgot. I don't know. I can't see them coming back because they not finna accept that. And if I'm living my best life, I'm definitely not coming back for these shenanigans.
Give me a second. This motherfucker.
Not that. Where were you, Charles? Please, if they interrogate that shit like that. That's why I had a whole conversation earlier when I was streaming my store stream. Cause I was like, I know she stank. Because like it's like 100 AC. Them motherfuckers took baths like once or twice a year. And he down there eating her coochie. Out here eating rotten ass fucking coochie. And I know that people on the show clean, please, because some people take shit too far. But just thinking about the time, I don't understand how people get off on shit like that. You stink. Like you're literally growing shit in your pussy at this point. Like how is he down there doing that? And then wonder why the fuck they always getting some kind of goddamn disease. And sometimes I have to rewatch. I didn't peep the fact that Alicent daddy, Otto, is he stealing money from the crown? Who is he stealing money? Do you hear what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because like when the dude came up about the whole goat, it was goats, right? When he was like his goats was missing, and the king was like he'd replace them, and the granddaddy like interrupted like, nah, fam, we can't do that because then everybody else gonna want their shit too.
Yeah.
He was like, we don't have enough money for whatever. And then the dude with the little slew foot came and pulled him to the side and was like, ain't it interesting that your granddaddy been handed two kings? Like he the third. And he was like, but we got an excessive amount of like mead or ale or something here. Like they like he I don't know if he be drinking the money away or whatever, but that's why the crown don't have enough money because I think the granddaddy be doing shit with it. But you gotta remember they young too. So now here's hot topic. I don't really feel like Aegon is a bad king. I think he had bad parenting. With the right parenting, he probably would be a good king. Cause you gotta remember his dad was old as fuck and decrepit. And like his dad never had him come with him to do kingly shit. Like if you wanted me to be your heir, you didn't teach me anything. That's why I feel like he brought his little son to do shit with him to prepare him. He's like, he the next king. So like, you know what I'm saying? He doing what his daddy didn't do for him. Your mama too busy fucking her night. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody really taught you. Know you just got slung into the position because they didn't want Rhaenyra to have it. Because if they did have the money and he was gonna give people their shit back, like he didn't really make fucked up decisions because he was actually being nice. It's just that his granddad was like, nah, because then everybody gonna come with their hand out.
But like, so I wonder who is John and Danny relatives? Like who are they direct descendants? Which side are they on? Like if you look at the line, who are their like are they Like, would they be on the red side or the green side? I mean, the green side or the black side?
They would probably be Team Black for sure.
There's no possibility that we can know that right now. I mean, unless, you know what I'm saying, it's already.
But they would have green banners. You got to remember, in King's Landing, they still had the Targaryen banner. That's why it's Team Black. Their banner's black. If they weren't Team Black, they would have green banners, and they would have the Hightower shit. Because that's what they got in their castle right now. They don't have Targaryen flags. They have green ones. They have Hightower. So if you went down that lineage, you would have kept that throughout the years. You wouldn't have knew no better.
Well, I guess you could look at it like that, yeah.
House Targaryen don't play. That's why I was like, I know how Rhaenyra's fate is supposed to go because they said it in Game of Thrones. And that's why I said people change shit when they write, especially when they write about women. So I'm hoping that the show ends differently. Because people going to write that shit how they feel. So I'm really hoping they don't do that, because then that's going to make me feel some kind of way about Daemon. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna see.
What you mean? That Daemon kills her?
Yes. That's supposedly what's supposed to happen, because that's what Joffrey said to Marjorie. Remember when he started liking Marjorie and he was walking her around the castle and he was talking about Rhaenyra?
But I can see that though. Like that, I don't even know why that would be a big deal, but I can see that though.
Because I think he fed her to her dragon or some shit like that. I don't know. I just feel like I can't see Rhaenyra going out like that. But like I said, it's all about who's still alive to tell the story after the fact.
I mean, and then but then this is the thing too. Aren't there, like, in the books, aren't there supposedly Targaryens all over the map? Like, in the south? Like, what's the south part? What's the south part
you
called?
talking about Essos. It's not south though, it's east.
No, I'm talking about the south. South down there.
In the sand place.
Where our boy is.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, my boy.
It's where the sand at. I just don't know the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
What's the shit with the start with a D? It's down south.
But it's Targaryens and Essos too.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm talking about the motherfuckers that, what my boy is, that, know what I'm saying, that playing Mr. Fantastic, know what I'm saying, he in everything. Dorne. Like,
I don't know if it could be Targaryens there, because I think Obo was supposed to marry one. Or I don't know if that came later. The one you was talking about, I don't know. But I do think there were some Targaryens that was fucking around with people from Dorne. I just don't know if they were there or if they was in King's Landing.
Yeah, the prince. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Like, yeah. That motherfucker, like...
That's not 4 lines, that's 4 words. She had 1 line in the episode. She had 1 line that was 4 words. Like, imagine the presence you gotta command to be felt the whole episode and not utter a word until almost the end. Like, she didn't say, I want Aemon Targaryen until, like, she came back to the table. She still was in the episode, though. She still was looking for her son, like, to grieve and stuff. But she didn't say anything until she came back and had proof that he was dead. Now, you see how she could have just jumped ship and immediately went over there and clapped somebody and got on her dragon? She wanted to make sure her child was dead first. See, they be trying to make it look like they irrational and stupid, but y'all the ones who keep playing. And I already know it's going to be shit on both sides, because somebody going to try to say, how can you agree with a child getting their shit cut up in the middle of the night? I ain't agree with nothing. I ain't do it. But guess what? Had they not killed her son, they wouldn't have killed their son. It's back in the day. It's an eye for an eye. Y'all acting like that shit don't exist today. Y'all crazy as fuck as parents, if somebody do something to your child and you can lay hands on the motherfucker that did it and choose not to, y'all better than me. God ain't worked on me enough for that. God ain't worked on me enough for that, and I'm not finna lie to y'all.
God, Jesus Christ could be sitting right here next to Trey.
That's crazy.
You crazy as fuck.
Cause that shit was unprovoked. That shit was unprovoked. Cause people keep trying to take up for Aemon, talking about something. He got jumped 4-on-1 or some shit like that. You did that. You did that. You put yourself in that situation. You went in, even if the dragon was up for grabs. Because if the dragon ain't want to be got, it wouldn't have been got. Let's take the dragon off the table. For you to come back and start shit with them girls about their mama dying, and then for him to pull out a knife like he was going to stab one of them girls, that's why you got fucked up, because the boy was protecting the other girl. Like, you did that. And now that you done lost your eye, you want to keep picking on your little cousin. Not even the one that's like your age. You keep fucking with the little one. The little one was the one that took his eye. That's why you mad, because your little cousin did it. Like wrong is wrong, but at the end of the day, I'm still Team Black. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say about that. That's what I'm saying. Like he jumped them though. You could have took the dragon and you could have walked away from that shit like it is what it is. But he got a smart ass mouth and y'all think y'all untouchable because of who y'all mama them is. Y'all thought y'all was royalty and that y'all was untouchable. So, it is what it is. Now I keep forgetting, is Aegon Rhaenyra brother or is that Alicent child? Cause did she have a sibling or was she the only girl?
Hold up, what?
Aegon, the one that's king, that's her.
Brother. Because that's her dad's son.
Right, okay.
That's just a half brother.
It's a half brother.
Although
all them kids is her
the
half
one that
sibling.
got the oddment, that's her brother. All those are her siblings.
I blame the daddy, his crusty ass over there rotting in the ground somewhere. And had you named her your heir before you started dying, we wouldn't have this problem. You was worried about what all them men in Westeros was gonna say. And now the whole kingdom about to be burnt to a crisp because you couldn't stand on business. Wanna say that shit on your fucking deathbed, bitch. It don't matter now. That's the same shit Robert did. It pissed me off. Cause you wanna say, oh, I want Ned to take over until my son come of age, but you cleared the room. Why not leave them hoes in there? You know how motherfuckers is in King Landing. Why would you clear the room to tell him that and give him a paper that they feel like he could afford your doctorate? He from somewhere else. And I'm still mad at Ned for being dumb enough to go along with all this shit.
But I think when old boy was on his deathbed, wasn't he talking about John?
He wasn't talking about John. He was talking about was it the first Aegon, the one who made King's Landing? I think he was talking about him. He was having a dream about how all that shit.
I could have swore he was talking about
But at the end of the day, he still told Rhaenyra he wanted her to rule. And then when it came to Alicent, he was dreaming about some other shit. I feel like he was talking about the first Aegon and how they created King's Landing and stuff because I think the creation of what that probably was only 100 years before now. Like that would be the next prequel to do. Like I don't know. Oh, Aegon's dream and the prince that was promised. So the original Aegon and then the prince that was promised. The prince that was promised shit being fucking passed down forever. And did we really even get that? Cause then they still butchered that translation to make it seem like it was prince or princess. I still don't feel like Arya should have got that kill though. I still like Dan and Dave. I'll never forgive them motherfuckers for what they did to Game of Thrones. That could have been the best show in history, and y'all want to fucking rush and ruin it. The White Walker should have came to King's Landing. Arya shouldn't have got that kill on the Night King. Cersei should have had a gruesome death. She should have died the most horrible way you could die in the show because that lady fucked over so many people. Like her getting to die with her brother is crazy. Like that shit. Mr. Foot Fetish ain't nothing but Littlefinger ancestor probably. That's literally he wrote the blueprint on what Littlefinger needed to do because they literally like two peas in a pod. Yes, built up John character development for him to still end up north of the wall fighting fucking shit in the middle of the night. I'm sick of it. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with Sansa's growth. I fuck with Arya's growth, but I still feel like they hold John at the end of the day. Like he should have been king. Like that's how to me I feel like he would have been a good king. And I hate how they did Dany's storyline. She didn't have to do all that. And that's I'm like, if it turnarounds and the same shit happened with Rhaenyra, I'm gonna be mad. Cause even through her grief of losing her child, she didn't say go over there and burn down King's Landing. She said, I want Aemon Targaryen. She want the motherfucker that did it. So I already know when the next episode come on, she's not gonna agree with what happened. Which you done paid two imbeciles to go in here and fucking do this shit in the first damn place. And they just trying to say they got something done so you don't get your money back. And you still killed the wrong child. And I knew they was gonna do that because who really was gonna want to smoke with One Eye Jack? Who really was finna catch the smoke with him? And I still think they gonna die like blood and cheese because that maid saw them. Well, she saw the big one anyway. So, and then the girl Helena can identify them. Now I feel the worst for her Cause she's a little different because she can see shit. Cause she did the whole rat coming ahead of time, like she was scared of the rats. She could kind of see shit. And then I thought it was crazy how long Allison and Kristen been fucking in Rhaenyra room because she knew where to find them. Did she see that or did she already just know that they was doing that? Cause she wasn't even in the right room, and she knew where to go. Cause when she was running the hall, she kind of stopped for a minute and looked, and then she ended up in the room with her mom. Like she just knew where it's like she felt where she was at.
I kind of, I mean, when I saw Danny snapped out a lot. Just people just was okay with it.
She
But
didn't have good leaders. She didn't have good advisors. Like their whole thing. I don't know. I don't feel like she had good advisors. I feel like Jorah was the only one, and she eventually even stopped listening to him at one point. A lot of them men around her loved her, so they let her get away with shit, and I'ma stand on that because
um, Tyrion was a good advisor.
Tyrion had a lot of I'm trying to save my family ass moments, so that's why I want you to do this shit. Cause he was still trying to save Cersei and Jamie at the end of the day.
Okay, I'm not discarding it, but I'm like he still was a good advisor.
I still feel like it was a point he fell in love with her too, because when she made him hand, you can already kind of see where it was going, because he was so mad when she slept with John. Like he felt some kind of way, like, why are you focused on who she's sleeping with? You're supposed to be focused on advising her how to navigate A, B, C, and D. You know your family is gonna hold everybody they come across, and you know how they built. She should have had the perfect strategy to get in Kingsland and do what she need to do without people dying, because you know your family better than anybody else. He was worried about them being safe at the end of the day. After they didn't hold you your whole goddamn life, I wouldn't have gave a shit about them. You got to pick a side when it comes to stuff like that. He was still trying to play both. I feel like he was still trying to play both sides. Not necessarily betray her, but you were still trying to save your siblings too.
I mean, would you? I guess with him being the black sheep,
Would you save your siblings?
Fuck no. That's
So
me
why
though.
would you? But it ain't like him
But
having a
I mean,
little
but
remorse for Jamie. I can understand, because Jamie character development traded him and Cersei.
but that's still his sister. No matter what she did, he's like he wanted to save his sister. Like
I definitely feel like what she did to Missandei was the breaking point. Like what she did in front of everybody to Missandei was like, that was it. It
yeah,
ain't no
that was
more. So like whatever she did after that, it's like, I don't agree with everybody in King's Landing getting fucked up. But like I said, everybody got a breaking point. And then they always try to have that saying, like with a Targaryen, it's a flip of the coin if they'll be like crazy or if they'll be normal. Like, I just feel like she went through so much. They kept planting them seeds anyway, but I still don't like how her story ended, and I don't like that John had to kill her. Cause first it was her brother one shit. Like all you got in this world right now is you and your brother. Your brother trying to sell you off, say he'd even let horses fuck you to get the army he wanted. So your brother wasn't shit. You ain't had nobody but yourself. Then you got Khal Drogo. He wasn't shit neither, but you eventually, you know what I'm saying, they figured it out. Then you lost your child and you lost your husband. Y'all wandered around in the desert to the point where like y'all didn't even look like y'all had food or water. Y'all had to eat horses. Then Robert was trying to kill her the whole time. You gotta remember that. She had a target on her back the whole time. It didn't matter how old she was. Robert tried to kill her up until the point where I think he died. And I still think she had a target after that. But then it was like, what else happened to her after that? Did Grey Worm live through that?
Grey Worm?
Yeah.
Through what?
Like the ending.
Yeah, he went.
Okay, because I was
went
trying
to
to
where
remember.
Missandei was.
Yeah, I would have got my black ass up out of there too. But
And then later he became a vampire. So,
you so fucking stupid for saying that shit. Him becoming a vampire is crazy.
Let's see.
And my Sunday did tell her cars before they cut her head off. So you know it is what it is. We did. We rolled that down for the squad.
By who?
I think I feel like I was surprised that Varys got fucked up though. That didn't make sense to me. Varys, the bald one, the eunuch, like the one who was with them too at the end. Remember, he was her advisor too. Like later on.
Oh, she fucked him up.
Right, but why? That to me, I feel like
because he sent word that John was a Targaryen, and that was like a betrayal. Like you told that he was
Yeah, because he felt like John would be a better king.
yeah, everybody felt like John would be a better king. Yo, hey, one thing I did love that last meeting when Arya was sitting down and she made old Gus mention my brother's name again, and like I'll slit your throat. It was like everybody was sitting down trying to figure out what they were gonna do with John. And like Arya, Sansa, like Arya was like, ah.
Oh, when they was in Winterfell?
No, they was at King's Landing. And like they were trying to figure out who should be king of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, you didn't know that, Miss Carter?
What?
That's he played Louis in Interview with a Vampire. Yeah, that's him. That motherfucker can like rap and shit too and sing. He do a lot of shit. She got betrayed by who is that? I just still hate that John had to kill her. But if it wasn't John and Jorah would have made it, it would have been Jorah that probably would have did it, and that probably would have hurt even worse. Cause Jorah been with her for since day one. Ever since she married Khal Drogo, Jorah been with her ass. That last season was like a school project you just trying to get done real quick. They didn't give a fuck. Like I lost so much respect for Dan and Dave watching it because what it was them the coffee cups they was finding on set in this. You remember all that the coffee cup drama? Like they had did so much shit and had been so careful and authentic, and y'all was trying to rush to go do a project, and then now y'all just curse because don't nobody want to fuck with y'all no more. Y'all got the canceled project because I think Rebel Moon. Like they was supposed to do like a Star Wars type situation on Netflix and it didn't go through. That's how I think Rebel Moon ended up being able to do it. Then they next project after that, the dude they was working with got murdered. And they had to stop because there was like an investigation for that. And I'm just like, y'all might as well hang it up.
Y'all, I'm telling y'all, if you get in a business, do everything with wholeheartedly. Don't go in that bitch and be like, oh man, I can't wait to get this done. If it's your last season, give it your all.
Yeah, or let that shit go and let somebody else get a shot. Because if y'all was ready to go, y'all so didn't need money like that. You know what I'm saying? You was ready to go. You should have just left and did that project and let somebody else do it. Not pleased that that trash ass excited Rebel Moon movie. The actor that plays Grey Worm and the actress that plays Damon's youngest daughter look alike to me. Well, that's what they get for rushing. You rushed Game of Thrones and fucked it up, and then Disney was like, we don't need y'all doing that over here.
So,
well, that's not, I don't necessarily think that's The Long Night. The Long Night is a prequel. Like, The Long Night is why the Starks built the wall in the first place. We never got that show. That's what we were supposed to get before House of the Dragon. But because there was no book material, they decided not to do it because so many people be fucking in their ass about it being a book series. So all they had to do was get George R. Martin to give them like some notes on what to do and go from there. And I don't feel like everything got to be a book because y'all still get pissed off if they deviate from the book anyway. Like, those books are gruesome. You can't do everything on TV. Like, imagine them showing that little boy get his fucking head sawed off slow. Like, y'all really wanted to see that on HBO. People was so pissing me off online after the episode when I was talking about this shit was lame as fuck. What did you want to see?
That's why.
like, what did you want to see?
That's what I'm be saying. Like, shows like The Boys will fuck you up and then have you say, oh, well, even Homelander just shot somebody, you know what I'm saying, lasered somebody through the dick.
But like, had it been an adult, they probably would have showed it. But you want them to show, I don't even know how old the little boy is.
No more than 3.
I give him 5. And like, you wanted to see that. We've seen them behead plenty of people on Game of Thrones. We've seen them do horrible shit. But you wanted to see that happen to a child? And then you wanted to see that happen to the little girl? Like, I just feel like y'all fucking sick in the head.
Of course they do. They Drake fans.
Bruh. People sick, bro. Like y'all so desensitized to shit because of the internet. Like I don't understand why. Like just hearing the noise was enough to like make me almost gag. Hearing that little boy moaning like they was covering his mouth, and then the captions is like bones sawing or some shit like they was cutting through the to the bone. Like why would you want to see that? That I feel like we were supposed to get a show about O'Leary, but I don't know if they're gonna do it. Like if it's a book for it, then he'll probably, like we'll probably get it. They got a series in production though. I forgot the name of it. Somebody like posted it. I forgot what it is, but it's about a night, one of the nights or something like that. I don't know, but Jon Snow was supposed to get a show. I'm like, but did they really? They didn't really show that though. I don't. I feel like they did it in a way where you insinuated, but they didn't show the gruesomeness of a baby getting their head cut off. Like they talking about when Robert Bastards got murdered. Remember when Joffrey sent them? You just saw maybe like a baby and then a knife. You know what I'm saying? Like for you to insinuate they got their throat cut or some shit like that. They didn't show a motherfucking hacksawing some kid's head off. Like that shit's crazy.
I was thinking about it, creative.
Oh, that's Miss Carter. I'd watch.
I
Cause
was.
I always don't never remember nothing but Wonder World.
I I I don't know about one. I haven't watched one in so long. I don't even know if I want to watch it.
Which one is one about again?
Um.
Two is the one with the lady, the tall lady,
mhm.
right? Okay, so I remember some of two, and then I remember three. I don't remember.
One is so long ago. Like I just. Oh my
I'd
god.
watch it though, cause I don't remember it. I remember two some, and then I remember three, cause with them at the theme party, it was just always funny to me. Wonder World, Wonder World. That pissed me off about the ending too, cause I always thought, what was his name? Jock and Hagar, the one with the faces.
Mm.
I always thought he was gonna pull back up at the end. We always thought that was her dance teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, it's like so much stuff they could have did. Even if you deviated from the book, it was so much fan service y'all could have did that last season. I always thought that motherfucker was gonna pop back up,
And like
and
they
like
never showed him truly die.
I'm just like, I don't think they showed Gendry no more either, right? I I'm trying to remember what. I know he came back at the end to make weapons for them because he was a good smith. But like when they actually started fighting, I can't remember if he fought or not, and I don't remember what happened to him because Gendry was supposed to have, if I'm not mistaken, Arya and Gendry was supposed to be together when she got of age, and they were supposed to take over whatever the Baratheon household thing was. So they were supposed to be living their best life somewhere. But I guess they wanted to change her character because she always said when she was little she didn't want to have like kids or she wanted, but she did all that. Like you did all that. They had her go west of Westeros, and somebody was like, "There's nothing west of Westeros," because we thinking it like on an American map. On their map, there's nothing west of Westeros. You just loop back around to Essos, but it's like you still could have been with that man if you wanted to. You didn't have to. Y'all could have been out here stabbing people together. He became head of House Baratheon. He was on the council, I think. Okay, so he was on the council when they were deciding Jon's fate. That's the moment you talking about with Arya, when they had to figure out like what they was.
Yeah, like when she told old girl, Theon, sister that she would kill her
Oh,
ass. Like she wasn't. Yeah, like he was like, bitch, you better shut up. Like I don't know what the fuck people were doing, talking crazy to Arya, how she snatching faces and killing bitches. You better shut the fuck up.
Whose character development did y'all like the most in Game of Thrones? Because I had a top three and one person ruined it for me.
One person? What you mean?
Like I had three people whose character development was amazing, and then at the end they ruined it for me. Their character development didn't count anymore.
Oh, you mean the writers ruined it, or the person, the character?
Well, I mean the writers, because I mean they wrote the character. So
okay, so who was your top three?
my top three was Sansa. I like how she grew into her own.
Yeah. Okay.
Jaime and Theon. I like their character development. Jaime ruined his. Because why would you leave a pregnant Brienne to go back to die with your sister?
Brienne was pregnant?
If I'm not mistaken, I think she was right at the end.
I know they slept together. Huh?
Well, they slept together, and he was there with her at Winterfell, and he left to go die with this bitch. Like you had finally moved on from all that just to bring all that shit back up and do it. Sam, I love Sam's character, but character development wise, I feel like there were people that had more character development than Sam.
Mm.
Now, had Sam learned how to fight and started bodying hoes, that would have been a different situation because he still never fought. He just used his mind like he probably would have anyway just to help them out in the long run. But I like rewatching. My son is watching Game of Thrones for the first time. My oldest rewatching that shit is the most agonizing because like I already know what's gonna happen, and like watching them from the beginning, I absolutely loathe Jamie and Theon right now in the first season. Like and Joffrey, like it's just like bro, the way they made these characters, they made you hate the fuck out of them, only to redeem some of them. Theon had to get his dick cut off though for him to, for him to like the character he turned into at the end though. I can appreciate that. He was raised at Winterfell, even though he was what you call it? Is it a ward? I don't know. I know he was like a prisoner of war kind of, but he died at Winterfell though. Like he, you know what I'm saying? He died for a family that even though they took him from his, because they took him as a prisoner so that his family wouldn't start another war. That was basically how they went. So they still treated him decent though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't treat him like no prisoner. He wasn't in the dungeons or whatever. But child, I just it just Game of Thrones was so good and they really fucked up the last season. Now a lot of people started disliking the show season 5 because season 5 is where they started to deviate from the books. I enjoy it because 5 was like Battle of the Bastards, right? No, 5 was when Jon and the Night King had beef.
Yeah,
Cause I
is
watched
when
that episode so many fucking times, and I think they had a fight at the wall in season 5 when the Wildlings first showed up with the fucking I think that was season 5 when the Wildlings actually came to the wall, Mance Raider and all them. 6 was Battle of the Bastards, and 7 was when they went beyond the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, them was like the best seasons. Cause I like the action of the shit that was going on. But that's why I was so mad. I'm like for Jon and the Night King to have so much fucking beef and you took that kill away from him. I was like, bro, now she could have assisted. They could have did a double combo finish. But like you took that like excuse he didn't even make it to the fight. Like he got lost or something, right? By the time like I don't even know what was going on because he was trying to get there and
He was
then
with the dead dragon. He was fighting the fucking dragon.
at Winterfell at the end?
Yes, he was fighting the fuck. He was finna fight that fucking dragon. That dragon was rising up, finna barbecue his ass. Then Arya fucking.
Who's the dullest character with little to no growth? Like that was still alive? Or just throughout the whole show period? But why couldn't Arya say, hey, I fought a dead dragon, so I'm still cold as fuck for being this little girl with this sword? And why not let Jon beat up the Night King? And to be fair, they should have got pushed from Winterfell. Like Winterfell should have got overtaken by walkers. And this fight should have ended in King's Landing. And the Night King should have hold Cersei. Or some shit like that. Like they fucked that shit up so bad that man probably rewriting that ending. That's how bad they fucked up Game of Thrones. He still ain't came out with the last book yet. I don't even know how old George is, but that man had to go back and be like, you know what? I'm gonna change that.
Trey, did you know Drake stole Mike Jones' hook off his song "Drop It"? I can't read that. What?
Drop it, give me 50 push-ups or some shit like that.
Drake, y'all, do y'all know Drake made a career off stealing people's shit? Do y'all not know that?
Joffrey had no development. I mean, the villains really had no development because they're villains, but like,
that's all Drake does. Tell me what's really going on. Like, if you look through his catalog, his entire catalog, a lot of his shit is saying something that somebody else said.
I have a question for you. Somebody said I liked Rob so much, but him falling for that woman was what sealed his fate in that war and cost him the rare wedding. Do you feel like if he hadn't fell for that lady, he would still be alive? Remember, Rob was the oldest Stark.
Right.
He was supposed to marry one of the Frey daughters, but he didn't because... Or do you think they would have did some whole shit anyway? Because y'all always trying to blame the chick. And I'm like, was that not a Lannister setup anyway? Did they not play the reigns of Castamere anyway?
Well, it might have.
I feel like Rob would have died anyway.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because he would have been married. His family would have been married to a Frey. And he would have wanted to produce a Frey heir to Winterfell. So if his daughter would have been in the family, that means his grandson would have took over Winterfell. So he wouldn't have done it.
But do you...
He would have been loyal to the Starks. Think about it, because the Frey heir would have been his kin. So at least he would have kept Rob alive. Everybody else would have died, but at least he would have kept Rob alive because they kept old boy alive.
Who was old boy?
His uncle, Rob's uncle.
His uncle got away. They didn't keep him alive. He got away. Remember at the time they was finna do the red wedding, he would use the bathroom. So he was already gone by the time all that shit popped off.
I thought they captured him and they had him. Either way, he was.
I know his uncle popped back up later.
Yeah,
but I know at the time of the wedding, he didn't die because he wasn't in there. He had just happened to leave right before.
But granted, think about it. You need somebody to produce an heir. Rob is the heir of Winterfell. He's the firstborn son. Right? So you try to keep the oldest alive. He would have lived because he would have married his daughters. His daughter would have produced the heir. Had eventually, if it would have been a girl, you would have kept going until you got a son.
I get that.
Because you know how Rob is.
But you got to remember they was at war still too, because it was the War of the Five Kings. So I still feel like, because he was studied winning battles, he started getting cocky because he kept winning all his battles. And that's why I was like, I still feel like at some point he would have got taken out anyway.
They did capture the uncle, okay. But what I'm saying is, back in those times, and Frey, he didn't believe in women ruling. So he would have kept Rob alive and be like, you go do this until you give us an heir, which would have been a boy. Then the boy would have had the Stark blood, which could have ruled in the north and ruled Winterfell. I'm thinking about it like Lord Frey would have thought about it. Y'all just thinking about it like, no, Rob would have died. No, Rob wouldn't have died.
But I'm also thinking about it as Game of Thrones, because if the Lannisters paid you to kill Rob and you decided not to because, oh, well, if he marries my daughter, I'm gonna have an heir at Winterfell. Who's to say the Lannisters would have been like, well, what if we marry one of your daughters and then you be heir to all the money in the fucking King's Landing?
But see, that's the thing. Think money. Y'all thinking about money.
I'm talking about the place. I don't know what Lannister place is called. Like, I don't know what their shit is, but that's where the Crown was getting most of their money.
Okay, what I'm saying is, you want people in the North to be loyal. There's everybody in the North is loyal to Winterfell.
To a Stark.
Castle Rock. Exactly. To a Stark. That kid would have been a Stark. And if you got a male heir that's a Stark, who are they going to be loyal to?
But that's still playing a game that you might not win, because what if he had all girls? You still don't know that he was going to have a male heir. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's my point. He would have kept trying.
But like Frey and Frey always been important because the twins and what is it, Harrenhal and all that. Every time there's some kind of war, they always have to go through them to like be able to do whatever they need to do. So,
what I'm trying to say is, Frey had his area. Whatever Frey area was, he would have had that area. Then his bloodline would have taken over Winterfell.
I get what you're saying.
That's power.
South Central, I get what you're saying, but nobody knew that though.
But like, that's power. You want power. When you have power, like Cersei said, power is power. Not money, not knowledge, not power is power. You'd have had this area, you'd have had uh Winterfell. You could have had the Veil. You'd have had all that shit. And then that shit would have trickled down, and you'd have had soon before long, you'd have had King's Landing. I'm like y'all, I'm a dude that fucking the twins. Okay, the twins. You'd have had all that shit. You'd have had Harrenhal. You'd have got all that shit. You could have went and took over Castle Rock because that shit wasn't even, nobody was doing that shit. And then you could have got what's the lady name? The old lady who we love so much. Because she didn't give a fuck. She didn't give a fuck about Joffrey. She would have went where the power was.
But like, okay,
and all this from Rob staying alive.
He got two uncles. One was his regular uncle, and one was his great uncle. The great uncle was the one that got away the whole time. The regular uncle that we couldn't stand was the one who married the Frey anyway instead of Rob. Yeah, they kidnapped him because they probably was trying to get her pregnant because they still would have got something from that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said Rob would have stayed alive because you kept him alive. So why not keep Rob alive? That's what I'm saying.
He was betrothed to her at the start of the war. It was the most advantageous.
Oh, Lena, yeah.
But he met that lady on the battlefield and fell in love with her. That was the thing. Plus, the Freys ain't known for looking good neither. They was always looking like the fuck. Because I think they was the deal was for Rob to marry one and Arya. I think Arya was supposed to marry one too when she got older.
But see, that's the thing. When the uncle saw the girl, she actually looked nice. That everybody was shocked. Like, what the fuck?
I get that, but in his eyes, he didn't matter what she looked like because he had already fell in love with somebody else.
I get I'm saying that I get that. My point is, we have to think about bloodlines, not just you paid me some money. You paid me some money, so I'm gonna do this.
So, and Rob had married that lady, but they still went on with the Lannister plan, and the lady still survived. At that point, they were married, so wouldn't she still be entitled to Winterfell anyway, with or without him?
No.
Because think about, like, Bridgerton, how that dude died and his brother came. Like, it still would have been more boys. So, like, what if Rob got clapped and they just married her to the younger brother?
No, because you still had old boy who didn't know how to fucking weave. You had Bran. You had heirs to Winterfell. Even if they were married, she gets nothing. They would have had to have kept Rob alive.
Well, I don't mean her getting nothing, but what I'm saying was if Rob married her, but they still wanted to get him out of the way, wouldn't they just make her marry one of the younger brothers? That's what I'm saying.
But you had to find them at that time.
They weren't home then when the Red Wedding happened? I don't know. They didn't flee until after they killed Rob, I thought, right?
But still, that's the thing. They didn't plan this out. You killed everybody, and then because Arya was still alive. And like in the North, any Stark that was alive could rule. That's why Sansa, Arya, when they found out they were alive, they are loyal to the Starks, no matter who they are. I can't even... Rickon, is his name Rickon? The one that came with?
Died, yeah.
Yeah, Rickon. Like, I don't even know why that name stuck with me. Like, that's crazy. I couldn't think of Olenna or nobody else but Rickon, Mr. No Bob and Weave head ass. I'm like, bro.
He was betrothed before the war, but he didn't know what the lady was going to look like. He had never met her. Catherine did that shit. Like, I think Catherine made some kind of deal for Rob and Arya to marry two of the Freys for them to help them with the war or something like that. Because wherever the Freys were, their shit is always important to the wars. They always have to pick a side. Because it's about the men and the letting them go through to the other side and stuff like that. I don't know.
The twins.
I honestly just feel like Rob was like his dad. And I feel like during war times, I feel like he would have died anyway. Like, even if it wasn't at the wedding, even if it was after he got married, he still had a target on his back.
He probably did still have a target on his back. But I feel like he would have survived the wedding. Had he married the Frey, he would have survived that shit.
Well, I just asked in general, was he still gonna die? I didn't necessarily mean right then. I still feel like he had a target. Because there was a war of the 5 kings. All them people was trying to be kings. You had Joffrey, you had the Freys, you had the Starks, you had Theon folks, and somebody else. I don't know who the extra person was. Or was it Dany? Did they consider her too? When it was like the war of the 5 kings, you had all them people like fighting for the throne. And like, I just feel like...
Hold up. I don't think he would have died. I really don't. If Frey didn't kill him, I don't think he would have died. Because he was winning the war against the Lannisters.
He was winning, but they had more experience, so all they needed to do was cook up some shit and they probably could have got to
But
him.
See, that's the thing. Even with all that experience, he was winning. It doesn't matter how much experience you're winning. I mean, how many
Oh
experiences you
yeah, I forgot
have.
about the both Baratheons. So it was. Well, wait, the War of the Five Kings though. Robert was already dead though. That's why it was like a battle for the throne anyway. So it wasn't both of the Baratheons. It was just the one, right?
It was both, yes.
Who was the other one?
Oh, I can't remember the motherfucker's name.
Oh, the one that was at Dragonstone. That one I ain't like. I forgot his fucking name. Stannis.
Yes.
So Stannis, the younger brother. Um, I can't even think. The motherfuckers in the water.
Greyjoys.
Yeah, the Greyjoys. And I want to say, I feel like the phrase was in there too. I don't know, but I don't know. I haven't watched the actual show in a long time because, like I said, they pissed me off after season 8. I go back and watch certain episodes, but I haven't just sat and watched the whole show over again.
I forgot about Stannis.
The Lannisters had more rats among the Starks. See, that's why I just feel like he had a target on his back. So if they couldn't have got him that way, and he really would have married, I still feel like they would have found a way. Like they was always doing whole shit, like poisoning people or pulling up on people when they sleep and shit. Just like they tried to take out Bran. That's why I was like, I feel like they would have got him at some point, and especially if he wasn't at Winterfell, you was out in the field, like still trying to like have war and shit. Like you was on the front lines. Them other motherfuckers weren't on the front lines like that. They had other people doing their shit for them.
I just feel like Rob would have, like, out of all those, the biggest battle for no.
What?
I feel like even if Rob would have came up against Stannis, it would have been more of a conversation. Because he was a Baratheon and a Stark. I feel like it would have been more of a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they could have joined up. And I feel like Rob would have made it. Had he married the Frey girl, yes. If Rob would have married the Frey girl, Lord Frey would have got something out of it from him.
If Rob and Renly teamed up, they would have won.
Like whichever one of those, like, had he teamed up with one of those brothers, them motherfuckers would have got Joffrey out of there. They would have won. No, Stark in the north.
Stannis respected Ned, but like at the same time, if you respect my dad and I don't know you, we can have a conversation, but that don't mean we gonna be on the same. You know what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying? Like it would have come. They would have come to some terms. Rob would have lived.
Now,
Had he married the fucking Frey girl, that just solidified it for me. Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I just still feel like they would have found a way to get him out the way. Though.
Nah, Rob was
hoeing everybody. Everybody was being hoed.
Rob was fucking in the books. Wasn't he like 15?
All of them was young in the books. Then on the show,
But just think about that. You're 15 and you're winning the war against battle hardened motherfuckers that's been in the game 30, 40, 50 years.
But look at who their daddy was. Like, their daddy taught them certain things, too. Like, just like when Ned beheaded that man on the first episode, he made Bran come and watch. Because he was like, it's your duty. Whoever passes the sentence should swing the sword. He actually taught them shit. So, yeah, I can see them winning certain stuff. But them motherfuckers in King's Landing was built different because all they was doing was poisoning hoes and paying people to come in and do this at night and slit folks' throats. Like, they wasn't playing fair.
All right, y'all, we got to get ready to go. I didn't even know it was this late. 4:17.
Yeah, you ain't really come up here till 3, so. I just wonder if House of the Dragon gonna have them big fights like Game of Thrones did. Like, I know they got dragons, so I know that's probably gonna be more expensive, but I just wonder how them fights about to be. And I wonder if they gonna tease any White Walkers in the North, because like maybe when they showed Winterfell and a Stark last episode, I was kind of excited because, you know, like we felt like we would go get that no more, but it's like, bruh, I don't know. They probably ain't gonna focus on it. This probably just like an all King's Landing type of situation. I don't know if they gonna focus on. Not this was in fact a real talk, please. I don't know if they're going to focus on any other areas. If you were Ned, would you have told Caitlyn who Jon really was? Me, this is what I'll stand on about Ned, and this is what pissed me off to this day. You would not tell your wife, like you let your wife die, like you went out the game with her thinking that you cheated on her. And she hated this boy. which she's wrong for hating him. But at the same time, it's like you wouldn't give your wife the courtesy of knowing that you did not cheat on her, like you didn't trust her to keep that secret. But you went and told Cersei that you found out her kids weren't hers and that she should flee the kingdom. Like where's the logic in it? I feel like they wrote him stupid. Cause like he's supposed to be so honorable. You got all that honor, but you didn't have that honor for your wife. Like you couldn't tell your wife. And like I get them not saying it to us because they want you to figure it out on your own. But that could have been a conversation they had in secret that could have came out later or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? But for them, you didn't tell Catelyn nothing. But when you looked in that book to find out why Jon Arryn got clapped, and it's because he found out that none of Cersei's children were the kings, and you gave her the courtesy for her and her children to flee. That's how you died. Like that you sealed your own death warrant, but you ain't had a courtesy to do nothing else. Then I was telling Trey he left Bran, like you left and went with the king, while Bran was like you didn't even know if he was gonna live or not. That motherfucker just in the bed out, and you left and went to like a whole nother whatever you call it area, country, whatever. You went somewhere else, not knowing if your son was gonna even wake up. Cause if Robert was your boy, he the king. He could have made them motherfucker sit in Winterfell another month to see before y'all left. You immediately went and got on the fucking road that was just like, we out. Now, I do hate that they didn't take the storyline where Catelyn, when she got her throat cut at the Red Wedding, she was supposed to come back some kind of way from that. I forgot how and who brought her back. She was supposed to, like, what's that man with the eye patch? He kept coming back. He kept dying and coming back. I forgot his name. Mm-hmm. He was supposed to bring her back or something like that. And she was supposed to ring hell on the motherfucking phrase, if I'm not mistaken. But I guess they gave Arya that too. So, you know, it is what it is. I still think the pie thing was supposed to happen. But I think before then, like, Catelyn was supposed to come back and fuck some people up. So I hate that she didn't get that. But we finna go.
A red witch.
He probably meant like Missandei or something. Not Missandei. What's the lady name? I can't even. Yeah, the night is dark and full of terrors lady. I can't even think of her fucking name. But yeah. But y'all make sure if y'all want to watch The Boys, it's on Patreon until I get it up on YouTube. Y'all know we be up to date. Everything hit Patreon first. So if y'all, you know what I'm saying, can't wait, y'all can go over there. Not eating donuts in the bathroom.
Melisandre,
yeah.
This is the order that stuff comes out: Patreon, Spotify, YouTube.
Not everything though.
A lot of
because everything,
the better shit,
right? Because everything don't come on Spotify. So
sure don't.
If you want to watch all the anime without it, oh yeah, because Demon Slayer, My Hero been starting to get clapped. If y'all want to watch full reactions there, y'all got to go to Patreon because I'm not finna re-edit shit 72 times to keep it up on YouTube just for them to come back and try to strike it because we kept reposting it. So if you want to watch My Hero, if you ain't watching it the day of or the next day when it's posted and it get clapped, all I can tell you is to go to Patreon because they over there. Because they wild in this anime season and motherfuckers is cutting up.
Yeah.
So we gonna get out of here.
Yeah, Trey, y'all, it's gonna come a time where y'all don't see Trey so much.
And that's cool. I'll still be posting my gaming videos and still slapping my lotions upside folks' heads. So. But I will be back later on Twitch for game night, so y'all can follow me over there and come if y'all want. Again, full reactions on Patreon after season 2. Yes.
So I'm just letting y'all know, like,
because Queen Charlotte only like 6 episodes, right?
So just don't be like, what Trey had in this video? Trey's off doing something.
It ain't gonna be too many videos without Trey. You just gonna be getting videos because they don't make no sense for me to watch certain stuff by myself.
So just you know what I'm saying, just letting it be known.
Oh, fun fact. If you want to order my Den of Dragons lotion collection, I did post it online ahead of time for y'all. If anybody wants to pre-order before I tell them in the video Sunday that it's live. It's called Den of Dragons. We got
So you looked that up?
No, I didn't. Why would I look that up? How did I look that up? What does that even mean?
The Den?
It's called House of Dragons. So a den of dragons, because I can't legally say House of Dragons, so den.
But that's a thing, like a den of dragons.
I know, but I knew that without having to look it up, baby. Like, come on now. A den of wolves, like that's just animals, like that's
not everything. Everything doesn't have a den.
It's not, but I'm just saying I know some things do. Like I'm like a dragon den. Yes,
Stop
I would know
hating.
that.
First of all, Trey ain't hating because if you know anything about Trey knows dragons.
Jake graduated. Congratulations, Kelly. I'm so happy for you and him.
What?
Kelly. Her son's autistic. He graduated
Oh
this
shit.
year. So I was saying congratulations. That's what's up. But yes, I have Team Green and I have Team Black, 2 cents each. Team Black is the Black Queen, which is Rhaenyra. Then we got Demon Time, but it's spelled like Damon, so that's Damon's lotion. And then on the green side, we got Queen Green or Green Queen, which is Allison. And then I got One Eyed Prince, which is what's his name, Amond. So if y'all want to pre-order that, get in where you fit in now, and then it'll ship in July, way before the finale. So get in where you fit in now
How
to
many did
pre-order
you
if you
make?
want. What you mean? How many? I haven't made none yet. It's pre-order. I'll make them
No,
based on how
I
many
mean
pre-orders
like
I get.
I know, but like what like how many do you like the names? How many?
It's two on Team Black and two on Team Green.
So and who was it? Damon
Damon
and
and Rhaenyra, and then Allison and Aemon, because I don't give
that
a fuck about
actually
her.
makes sense though. The two that's gonna fight and the two that's gonna fight. That actually makes sense. That's why
I
I was
mean,
like,
who really
I
on Team?
zoned out.
Nobody on Team Green deserved descent, but them two, to be honest, which I didn't want to do it anyway, but I can't be biased. But her dad don't deserve one. The King boy, he probably gonna die
Aegon.
soon. Aemon, and nobody,
Aegon.
Aegon, whatever. Yeah, the rest of them is like, you thought I was gonna make a Kristen Cole scent? Smell like betrayal. Smell like you know what I'm saying. Smell like haterism. Like no. But we gonna go ahead and go. And like I said, I'm gonna stream later, and we'll hit y'all back. I don't know if Trey's streaming tomorrow. Maybe he'll do a movie. So I don't know, but I like Helena though. Don't get me wrong. I like her, the sister, cause she just be minding her business. She don't bother nobody. But you gotta be with whatever household you with. It's not like she really gonna leave them, but it is what it is.
All right, we gonna go. See y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
Yes.